Good evening, and you're very welcome to the Munster FA Turner's Cross Stadium on what is a glorious evening here in Leeside, which is the perfect setting for the 113th edition of the Grandins Toyota Munster Senior Cup final between Cork City FC and Rockmount AFC. As for Cork City, they'll be looking to become the first team ever to win this competition for the 20th time. However, despite this previous success, the Rebel Army are looking for their first win since 2019. And while it's a much younger City team out there tonight, they'll be desperate to end a 7-year wait for this cup to come back to the Cross. As for Rockmount, it's their third final in 6 years, where they were losing finalists last year to Cove Ramblers. Rockmount will be hoping history repeats itself, as their only ever success in this competition came in 2020 when they stunned a Cork City to win 2-0 after extra time. However, they've already beaten League of Ireland opposition to get here in the way of Waterford on penalties in the semi-final. I'm Harry Hayden and I'm joined by Dylan O'Connell. Dylan, how are you? Really intriguing game here at the Cross today.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. One of my favourite competitions to watch. I've seen both teams play this year in the Munster Senior Cup, and they're both on that cup adventure. Rockmount knocked out Waterford. They knocked out reigning FA Intermediate Cup champions College Corinthians. Cork City knocked out now reigning Munster Senior League champions Remahan Rangers, and they beat last year's Munster Senior League champions Middleton in the last round. So really looking forward to this to be a proper cup tie. Rockmount are a great cup team.
And having a quick look at the starting 11, as I said, a much changed Cork City. AJ Mather-Nash is in goal with Matthew Kiernan wearing number 3, Matthew Murray number 25, two very senior team first two players. George will start for Cork City, as well as number 32 Donal O'Connor, Tom McGrath number 33, number 35 Finn Dalton, number 36 Darragh McCormick captains the side, number 37 Luke Downey, number 38 Brodie Lee, who scored in the last round, and number 44 Jamie Kelly. Well, as for Rockmount, their starting 11 goes in goal Adam Malloyd, with number 2 Martin Conley, number 3 Ken Howie, number 4 Adam Crowley, number 5 Keane Murphy, number 6 Bella Vicious, while number 7 Owen Murphy, number 8 Colin Lamass, number 9 Barry O'Mahony, and number 10 Luke Hurley, and the captain is number 11 Ian Malloyd.
They're an interesting side, Rockmount. There's only 2 players in the Rockmount team from the last time they played Cork City in the Munster Senior Cup final, and in that between time they've won 2 Munster Senior Leagues, 2 Intermediate Cups, and there was an O'Connell Cup might be thrown in the Keane Cup. They won everything intermediate level. Their famous manager who oversaw the whole thing, Billy Cronin, started it, and now you've Jason Purcell, who came down from Limerick. He was at Fairgrove Rangers in charge of the whole operation. It has been such a high turnover of players at Rockmount, and they're still competing. Some testament to a club like Rockmount being able to go through that changeover every season and still compete at the highest level.
Exactly. It's the third time these sides have played each other in the Munster Senior Cup. First one was in 1998 when Cork City came out 1-0 winners. Second one was in 2002 when Cork City won 2-0. And of course the most recent one in 2020 when Rockmount won their first ever Munster Senior Cup in that 2-0 win. You were there that day, you said, Dylan?
I was. It was such an interesting game. It was a very young Cork City team was sent out again. And I have the teams here in front of me from that day. And
Jake O'Brien was in the Cork City team that day.
Yeah. You also had Liam Boston, who's now with Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. You've Rob Slevin, who's now with Derry City. You've Darragh O'Connor, who's currently he's up in the Irish League. There was Ronan Hurley, went over to America for a while. You've Keane Bargary, currently with Kerry FC. You have Jake O'Brien, who could have scored one of the goals that could have won Arsenal the Premier League at the weekend. That was such an interesting time.
And it will be Rockmount to get us underway here at Turner's Cross in their home yellow strip, or Cork City also in their home white strip. And we're underway for the Munster Senior Cup in Rockmount with a bit of a familiar kick-off tactic we've seen from the UEFA Champions League in the last few weeks through Paris Saint-Germain. They kick it straight into the Cork City half. There'll be a Cork City throw-in on this near side as that goes down the line, but it's headed out for another Cork City throw-in. That one was headed out by Crowley for Rockmount. And forward it goes down the line again. First bit of meaningful possession in this game as that ball comes out. It's a nice ball out here for Matthew Kiernan. Plenty of League of Ireland experience in his wealth, and he's done well to make that ball into the box. And Matthew Murray hits the post within the opening seconds of the game. What an opportunity that was for Cork City. Matthew Murray still on this left-hand side. He's done really well. Matthew Murray puts that in towards the box. Might be a chance here for Cork City, and it's blocked off the line, I think it was. And that's gone out for a corner, headed out by Murphy for Rockmount, but an early bit of pressure there from Cork City, and what an opportunity that was by Matthew Murray.
He's a fantastic player, Matthew Murray, and these competitions are great ones to learn from. Like, I remember talking, this was a couple of years ago, to Alan Bennett about the Cork City team that was in the Munster Senior League back in the late 90s. And you'd have had, was it Liam Carney would have come through that team, Neil Horgan, or no, Liam Carney didn't, sorry. It was Alan Bennett and Neil Horgan would have played there. And I remember Alan Bennett telling me for a piece for the Echo that it kind of toughens you up. You're playing against adults for the first time. And like, there's Cork City, there's young fellas out there like Tom McGrath, he's an Irish, and there's a corner to the box. Like, Tom McGrath.
Rockmount looking to break here, but that would be a foul there by Darren McCormick. We're in the armband for Cork City. Matthew Murray with the opening chance of the game. Of course, Matthew Murray scored a few goals for Cork City in the League of Ireland last year, scored in a 2-0 win against Waterford. Scored also in a 2-1 cup win over Waterford, which was en route to Cork City's FAI Cup final last year. Actually came on in that final against Shamrock Rovers. And the ball's just broke here on the left-hand side. That's headed back in. And Brodie Lee was looking to get into the end of that, but now Rockmount can get a bit of a foothold of the ball for the first time in this game. And back to the goalkeeper, Adam Malloyd, but that's forward up towards Cork City's box. And we're down the line now. And steamed a foul by the referee, Donal O'Connor, on Owen Murphy. Owen Murphy, one of the star players so far in this Munster Cup run for Rockmount. Scored 4 times against Fermoy in the last 16, also scored an all-important penalty to equalise that game against Waterford in the semi-finals. And he's going to take this free kick here for Rockmount. First opportunity for Rockmount to get the ball into the City box. That goes in. It's a good ball, but the flag is up on the far side, so it'll be a Cork City free kick. Get us back underway. Before that goes towards Brodie Lee, who is one of the danger players in this Cork City team, another very young player. Couldn't get that one under control though. There's no foul there according to the ref. And Rockmount looking to break, and that one will be another foul. Well won there by Luke Hurley, and it's another opportunity for Rockmount to put the ball into the box. And set pieces will be really important today for Rockmount, won't they?
Yeah, we look at the height they have in the area, like the likes of. We look at the height they have inside the area with like the likes of Adam Crowley and even Ken Howie being able to get underneath the ball. And like we look at Cork City, like a lot of those Cork City young fellas are only 17, 18, 19, 20. Like you can visibly see there's a certain height element here.
And in comes this free kick from Murphy. And it's a good ball in as well, but it's cleared away from Cork City. This ball's still alive here though for Rockmount. Now Barry O'Mahony puts that back in towards the box, but that was a loose clearance, and they'll go away for the first Rockmount corner of the game. And after the early chance from Matthew Murray, it's been all Rockmount really in these opening 4 minutes.
One player I'm actually very excited to see this evening is for Cork City's Luke Downey. His father Len Downey played here once upon a time about 20 years ago, and his first cousins are probably best known for Cork as Rob Downey and Owen Downey with the Cork Hurlers.
That ball is safely got there from Nash, and there was a free, I think, anyway beforehand in the Cork City box. It was Matthew Kiernan who was down. And we're back underway now. There's Donal O'Connor on the ball here. And then forward it goes by Giorgio. Brilliant touch from Matthew Murray. It was deemed, I think, a bit of a high boot, I think it was, by the Cork City forward, and that will be a Rockmount free. Forward it goes by Rockmount. Like that. It was looking like it was going to safely trickle out for a goal kick, but George will have to deal with that. It's another chance for Rockmount to get the ball into the box. Potentially a long throw on here by the looks of things. Eamon Murphy with the long throw in. And safely headed away, but shouts for handball, not given by the referee, but an opportunity for a shot off the box that was really well shut down by Cork City. Vicious, but that's a loose pass now, and Cork City can break. They've got numbers forward here. Here's Brodie Lee looking to take on his man, but that's brilliant bit of defending there from Martin Conley. Some of the Rockmount players still protesting that there was a handball in there.
I feel like that's one rule of world football I don't understand anymore, is the handball rule. I've seen so many different interpretations of it over the last 5-6 years. And every time there seems to be some consistency in the rule, I just don't understand it.
Especially, yeah, we've seen it very lately in the Champions League, the difference between that and the Premier League as well.
I still have one friend, he's a Spurs fan, who's still talking about the handball in the 2019 Champions League final.
An opportunity for Cork City. Nice bit of play, really. Here's Brodie Lee looking to take on his man, but it was well defended once again by Rockmount. Ball forward towards Murphy, but wasn't able to control it. George will get us back underway. That was a poor touch from Brodie Lee though.
It's some going for Rockmount. I was just thinking there about the Rockmount team. Like, it's some going to like get the last year. Like, they got the last year's final. They got beaten by Cove Ramblers here, and I was at the game. They were very much beaten by Cove Ramblers. It was just Cove went out that night. David Bosniak, I think, got both goals in the evening. They started a strong team. And
very strong Cove team that night as well, isn't it?
And to come back and get to the final again, and like to do it the hard way, to beat Fermoy, to beat the Intermediate Cup champions Corinthians away from home. I remember I was at that night game. It was a horrible night for football. It was mid-January. It was cold. It was raining. Then to go off and beat Waterford away, and like they have their own history at Waterford as it is Rockmount. Like, there was that famous game, was it in 2004 FBI Cup in the quarterfinals, when there was the equaliser up in the RSC, which is still being protested about. From if you read the Irish Independent report, they talk about it. And then they played each other in the semi-finals in 2024. They played each other, I think, this season. See, they keep meeting.
Well, it's the fourth cup final contested between these two.
One of my favourite facts actually about Cork City, when Rockmount in the Munster Senior Cup, Sean Maguire made his debut for Cork City against Rockmount in the Munster Senior Cup. I saw the Grey Bulger, it was up in Bishopstown.
Certainly a quiz question in a few years' time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Many people forget. Here's George Early did really well there to win the ball back for Cork City. They can just regain possession here with Donald O'Connor. Donald O'Connor looking for that crossfield ball switch to Matthew Kiernan, but just couldn't find him. There's Tom McGrath who plays that one back. Back to Donald O'Connor. George will play forward now. Just a bit of spell of possession here. Rockmount sitting in, not giving Cork City much space to play inside their own half. Jamie Kelly now plays that one back to Donald O'Connor. Now Tom McGrath to the right back. George Hull plays that one into Brodie Lee. He's had a few early touches, and it's a lovely bit of skill there from Brodie Lee to win a free kick for Cork City.
He's a fantastic, tidy player, Brodie Lee.
Scored in the semi-final against Kerry. Scored what was actually the winning goal in the end, as Kerry did get a late goal that is nothing more than a consolation. Signed from Shamrock Rovers in the summer.
That was a fantastic win for Cork City in the semi-finals of the Munster Senior Cup. Like, it was very much an under-20s outfit with Niall O'Keefe coming up against a more or less a full-strength Kerry team.
Absolutely, and his first opportunity for Cork City from the free kick, but that was a poor effort there from the captain, Darren McCormick. a lot of those players like Brodie Lee, Matthew Murray, Matthew Kiernan, who maybe have been slightly frustrated with their first team minutes this year, they'll view this as a really good opportunity to impress Barry Robson, obviously.
Yeah, and it's all about being patient. I find when you talk to footballers, it's all about being patient, because like you will get an opportunity. It's just being patient and like you making the most out of these competitions and these opportunities. Like as you said, just showing what you can do with the Barry Robson. It's one thing to do it in training, but we're doing it against like Rockmount today, and they have solid League of Ireland experience in that like Rockmount team, like Cian Murphy. Cian Murphy he'd played for Galway United and he'd played for Cork Ramblers. You have Ian Malloyd, his ex-Cork Ramblers. Like again, there's a few Owen Murphy's an Irish amateur international. I think Adam Crowley might be as well. So like you're showing it again against a higher opposition than you would if you were a higher opposition than you would regular.
Crossfield ball now to Finn Dalton. We'll go for a throw-in. Rockmount protest that should be there for him, but maybe a Cork City throw-in to get us back underway. Donald O'Connor now here at centre back. He's had a few early touches in this first half. Bit of a loose pass by Tom McGrath to find Luke Downey, but would eventually find him. Here's Nash in goal for Cork City. And Donald O'Connor now. Tom McGrath played in towards Brodie Lee, who did really well to evade the challenge, and he's breaking forward here. Just looks to run Matthew Murray, but it's really well cut out by Rockmount. And Ian Malloyd at left back, captain the Rockmount side today. It was a good tackle by George Will to win the ball back for City, but just couldn't find the City player forward. And Rockmount have an opportunity to break now. That ball goes in, but it's a loose touch there from Luke Hurley. And Darren McCormack. Matthew Kiernan. Tom McGrath plays that one back to Downey. And Donald O'Connor looked for the forward ball, and it might just find him as well. And as well cut out from the keeper, Adam Malloyd. It was a really good run there from Phil Dalton from deep. It was a brilliant ball there from Donald O'Connor. The keeper was out early to evade that chance. Lloyd will get us back underway with this Rockmount goal kick. Forward towards George Will. And that will go out for a Cork City throw-in. Now Dalton played that one into McGrath, who had to get that off quickly. As Owen Murphy was coming up behind him. Donald O'Connor now out to Luke Downey. Forward for Matthew Kiernan, who's making a darting run from left back, and he puts the ball in. He was able to keep it in. It's a good ball. Brodie Lee would maybe with a chance here. It's just bounced, and Dalton was coming at the back post. That was excellent defending from Rockmount.
They're a very hard team to beat, Rockmount. And they're coming into this game in such a good run of form. I'm just going through the results here, and the last time that the club faced it, the club was beaten in any competition was at the end of October when they were beaten by Middleton. So, ever since then.
Ooh, and Dalton came in there. Rockmount struggling to get the City ball out at the moment. That's a good ball in towards Matthew Murray at the back post, and was well headed out. Brodie Lee still there. Matthew Kiernan will have a shot from range. Blocked once again. And Rockmount really struggling to keep City back at the moment. And that stern defence, as you spoke about there, showing. Here's Kelly now. Darren McCormack. Played out to Dalton. We'll put that in towards Matthew Murray. And, just couldn't find the Cork City attacker. And that'll be cleared away by Cian Murphy. And it's a chance for Rockmount, who haven't had much of the ball in the last few minutes, to just forge up some sort of attack. But, the flag has gone up there against Barry O'Mahony. Jay said only they kept a clean sheet away to College Corinthians. Rockmount beat Temple United in the last 16 on penalties. Got an impressive win as well away to Fermoy. And of course, in the semi-finals, beat a Waterford side. Although, albeit a young Waterford side, as you said, there was that history. And won on penalties.
Even I find, but like, it might be a young Waterford side. I was at the semi-final in 2024 up in the SETU arena. It was on the day after St Patrick's Day, and Waterford put out the under-20s that day. And like, you could tell, like Rockmount might be training 2 or 3 nights a week. Most Waterford under-20s, they're training maybe 4 nights a week. Plus they have the Elite League at the weekend. Like they're a very professional run outfit, and they were still able to frustrate them. I think they got beaten, was it 4-0 that day, if I'm right? But like, there's a step up there. The Rockmount were able to put it up to them, they were able to frustrate them. Like I remember that day, I think they didn't concede until the end of the first half. Like they were able to keep it tight, they were able to stay keep concentrating to stay in the game.
And Rockmount, they actually took the lead in that game against Waterford. They then showed a great determination to come back, and obviously then they won on penalties. It was James O'Connell who got the decisive kick for Rockmount. And McGrath plays that one back to Downey. Now Nash in goal for City. To Luke Downey. So does have that relationship with the Cork hurling team. And Downey looking to he just played it across to Georgeville. Dalton, lovely ball onto Brody Lee. And Brody Lee, that was a loose pass, which was scooped up by Barry O'Mahony, but that was a poor pass as well, which Georgeville was able to scoop up. Now McGrath plays that across to Jamie Kelly. Playing in centre mid today. Here's Brody Lee now. He's always looking to create something whenever he gets on the ball for City. Play that back to Matthew Kiernan. And City looking for their 20th win in this competition. However, they have lost the last 3 finals they've been in. Twice to Cove Ramblers and of course to Rockmount in 2020. Here's an opportunity for them. McCormick might play this one in for Matthew Murray, and what an opportunity that was. It was right across the face of the goal, and it just looked like Matthew Murray was going to poke that towards into the back of the net. And that really should be 1-0 Cork City. A huge let-off for Rockmount.
Massive. And in these kind of games, you need to take your chances, because the longer it goes on, the more it remains scoreless. And if it goes to extra time, the more you start thinking about what you're doing, you start second guessing what you're doing. Because you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to be the person who gives away a straight pass in the middle and it's picked off. Rockmount get a 1-1, then Rockmount score, and you're essentially playing against 11 men behind the ball.
And, Matthew Kiernan is on the floor there. There seems to be a bit of an altercation between him and Adam Crowley at the moment, which I think the linesman spotted. I don't think there'll be anything but more than a caution for both players.
It's mental to Cork City. This is like, they've lost their last 3 finals. Like I remember in 2017 when they beat Wilton here, it felt like then they retained again in 2019. It felt like, you know, they'd re-established that dominance they had in the early 2000s in the competition. And then it was after COVID when they lost to Rockmount here, it was like their invincibility went in the competition.
They were going for 4 in a row against Rockmount, which was quite a shock defeat that day in 2020. Although it was a very young Cork City team, it did obviously have the likes, as we said earlier, of Jake O'Brien. And that was a historic day for Rockmount, looking for only their 2nd ever cup win. And that ball will be easily headed out there by O'Connor, but
for Rockmount, that was a lovely day. Like Roy Keane was in the stands, and for Billy Cronin, the Rockmount legend, he did the complete set that night. You could see how much it meant to him, the fact that he'd won every trophy he could with the club. Then that propelled Rockmount on, because Billy Cronin stepped aside and Eddie Kenny came in. He led them to the league, an FAI Intermediate Cup and the O'Connell Cup in his first season, and it kind of propelled Rockmount back up to the top of the Munster Senior League, winning, because they were down to retain the Intermediate Cup, and it all came from that one night when they beat Cork City. Like they were strengthened, like they brought in Keane Murphy from Cove Ramblers after that, but the spine of the team, the likes of Danny Ahern, Owen Murphy, Brendan O'Connell, Jason O'Connell, they all went on to do fantastic things with the club locally.
It was a historic day for Rockmount.
And I always, when you look back into these things, I always find with Cork Brick soccer history, you kind of nearly measure the passage of time with that great team. Like you had that great Rockmount team in the 2020s, that great Avondale United team in the 2010s. You had that great Rockmount team in the late 2000s or the late 1990s with Billy Cronin's first big team. You had the Avondale, the Remahan Rangers that would have won 5-6 Intermediate Cup or FAI Munster leagues. And congratulations to Remahan Rangers who won their first Munster League title this season. Like we measure a passage of time with these things, the great Wembley teams. Glasheen won the Munster League in 1963 when they had all those youth players coming through.
Absolutely. There's George running there for Cork. So that's a crossfield ball across to his centre back Downey, but he wasn't able to control it. And no foul according to the ref. The Rockmount fans and players think differently. No chance here for O'Connor. Plays from forward. Certainly there was a bit of early Rockmount possession, but it's all been Cork City really in this opening first half. That will be a foul by Luke Hurley. And the right back George will. And Ian Malloyd will just be getting a bit of a caution, I think, from the referee. George will place this one back to O'Connor. And Donald O'Connor once again, who's with plenty of touches early on here. Such a physical presence for Cork City at the back. Next to, of course, Luke Downey, his centre-back partner.
Some families just have it, like when you see, there'll be 4 or 5 in the family and they're all just ultra talented when it comes to sports. Like George O'Callaghan, the former Cork City striker, I think his first cousin with Donegal O'Callaghan. Sometimes in families just runs that sporting talent.
That was a loose pass forward there by Tom McGrath, and which goes straight into the hands of Adam Malloyd. "24 minutes gone. It's still Cork City 0, Rockmount 0. As Tom McGrath loses the ball here, opportunity for Rockmount to break. Luke Hurley coming forward, and that will definitely be a foul from Finn Dalton. Was maybe lucky to escape without a booking there. The referee, I think, is just giving him a warning that that was his last chance.
One thing I love with these competitions is kind of it acts as everything matters in terms of certain competitions get started this year. Like I go on rabbit holes online, and the football in Munster was restarted in 1922 by Harry Buckle, who came down from Belfast, and his great grandson was Dave Barry, who scored that goal against Bayern Munich. And one of the first competitions they restarted was the Munster Senior Cup, and I think the first winners of this might have been, I can't remember off the top of my head, but the fact that this is the same competition going back to 1922. In 100 years we'll look back 200 years of Munster Senior Cup winners, and everything matters, every single result, because like when you go back to the Cork Soccer Archives, there was originally the Berkeley Cup, there was the Jim Foley Cup. None of those cups don't exist anymore, whereas the Munster Senior Cup has been standing steady for over 105, 104 years, which I love about this competition.
Yeah, one of the longest serving competitions for sure in Ireland. Opportunity for Rockmount. They haven't had too many of these since early on in the half. Owen Murphy put in a few good balls early on, and he'll have an opportunity here to put one in. And that's a good ball in, and it was headed on. It was headed on, I think, by a Cork City player, and I'll go out for a Cork City throw. But Owen Murphy certainly has a real bit of ability to deliver that ball in. He will be one of the main dangers that Cork City will be worried about on this Rockmount team.
When you look, one thing I find crazy when you look back at those World Cup competitions I was on about, it was that Jim Foley played for Celtic in like the 1950s. He's just 40s from Cork, and there was a cup named after him locally. And the Celtic manager in the late 50s used to come over to Cork to present the trophy, and there's a picture of him in Turner's Cross, and it's just like the amount of famous people who stood in this ground for these competitions. It just doesn't exist anymore. Like there used to be Munster Senior League Shield, things like that. But it's the fact of the consistency and history of this competition, that it's still going strong for over 100 years.
Yeah, it's a competition that all the Munster sides take seriously.
It's just a shame we don't have like the way it used to be run. We used to have let's say clubs from Waterford, you have clubs from Limerick. Like I'd love to see a version of the competition where it's amalgamated, maybe the FAI or the Munster Junior Cup.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation.
That will go out for a throw-in for Rockmount. Owen Murphy will take this throw-in. It will be a long throw-in by the looks of things for Rockmount. So it scored 4 goals in the last 16 clash against Fermoy, and Rockmount came out 4-2 winners on their route to this final today. That one's headed away though by O'Connor. Back now to Owen Murphy, who'll try to put that ball in. George will come up for it and was able to win it, and just plays out now to Matthew Kieran. And now Cork City looking to break Matthew Kieran forward. It goes for Brodie Lee, who will chase this one after, and he's made it difficult here. Brodie Lee, and it was played back, and that will go out for a corner. Really good pressure there from Brodie Lee. It's a brilliant ball there from Matthew Kieran, which caused the issue there. Ken Hoey really struggled to play that one back to the keeper. Cork City with only their second corner of the game now. Which the captain Darragh McCormick will take. Down by the shed end now. Darragh McCormick whips that one in. It was a good ball. It will come back out here, and it just went wide from Finn Dalton. Just went wide of the post. It looked like it was just going to creep in after Adam Malloyd was only able to pan that corner out. It came directly out to Finn Dalton, who headed it back first time, but it just went wide of the post. And that's 3 really good opportunities now for Cork City, which they haven't taken.
And in these games, I know I've said it already, but you need to take these chances, because the longer the game goes on, and it goes for both teams, you start second guessing everything. It's the 85th minute, you don't want to be the person who breaks 1-on-1, takes a shot on yourself, then it stays in the back of your head that it was an easy save by the goalkeeper.
The longer the game goes on as well, the more confidence Rockmount will get as well.
But that's it. I remember in 2020 when Owen Murphy got his goal, it was an outstanding finish. It was the confidence to take on. He beat 2 players. He beat Jacob Ryan, if I remember correctly. He got the better Jacob Ryan and scored with his right boot into the St. Anne's end. And it's that he had the confidence to take on the shot and do that.
Still scoreless between these two. We've just gone past the half hour here on what is a beautiful evening for football on Lee's side. Donald O'Connor here for Cork City. That one goes towards Finn Dalton, but that will go out for a Rockmount goal kick. Adam Malloyd gets us back underway with the goal kick, which will come up towards O'Connor. Did well to win that header. And played out here to the right hand side for Con Lamass. Taken in by Luke Hurley. Up against Matthew Kiernan, who did really well to win that ball back for Cork City. Matthew Kiernan. And Cork City left back will get us back underway with a throw in here on the far side. Was the starting left back for the majority of Cork City's Premier Division campaign last year, which unfortunately saw them relegated back to the First Division. Still just 18 years of age, Matthew Coonan. And chance here for Rockmount, who is Luke Hurley now. Plays it to the captain, Ian Malloy, that left back, who plays that one back into the box. Owen Murphy was waiting for it. It's headed out by Downey, and now a chance for Cork City to break. Brodie Lee, that's a brilliant touch away. Opportunity here for Brodie Lee, he's breaking. He's up against Ken Howie, and Brodie Lee keeps on going, and that's going to be a foul right on the edge of the box in the first card of the game. It was a brilliant run from Brodie Lee, and it was a cynical foul there from Adam Crowley of Rockmount. No danger of it being a red card, as there was plenty of players back for Rockmount. But that is the pace and the threat that Brodie Lee does possess.
He's a fantastic player, and he keeps that tradition alive of Cork City bringing players down from Tipperary. When you look at Barry Coffey, Cian Murphy, Bagsy, Shane Long, whatever happened to him. Like, look, we didn't want to mention the word Tipperary to us last July, but I like to see the Tipperary lads do well in Cork City jerseys.
Absolutely. And Brodie Lee, of course, was part of that under-17 Ireland World Cup team back in November, December. Which also had the likes of Jane Newman in it, of course, who also have their links to Cork City.
Managed by Colin O'Brien.
O'Brien, of course, yeah.
With John Cotter as well helping out. That was a brilliant tournament.
Yeah. Shame it ended the way it did, but they did so well. But the opportunity for Cork City on the edge box will be Matthew Murray to take it. It just goes over the bar. It was Matthew Murray and Darragh McCormick standing over, but Matthew Murray, who's had the two best chances of the game there, just fires that free kick over the bar. And Rockmount can breathe a collective sigh of relief.
That was, if I could go back and repeat any weekend, maybe that weekend the under-17s beat Canada in the penalty shootout. Because like Troy Parrott got the winner on the Sunday against Hungary. The under-21s just lost England. It felt like we might win the World Cup.
Amazing weekend of Irish football. Touch that there from Cork City, but just lost out now. A chance here for McGrath. Loose pass on though, and Rockmount will be able to clear this one. One there by O'Connor. That was a loose touch, and now Tom McGrath once again. George will place that one inside for O'Connor. And Downey. City, remember, looking to win their first Munster Senior Cup in 7 years, which is quite unthinkable when you think of the size of the club.
Like, the last time they won it was 2019, and so I just want to look at the team.
It was John Coffey's team when they beat Livingston, I believe, in 2019. The likes of Alan Bennett was playing, I think.
Yeah, I have the teams here in front of me, and like if you go through the Cork City, you Tyg Ryan, Pierce Phillips, Alan Bennett, Sean McLaughlin came off the bench actually. He's with Blackburn Rovers.
Of course, yeah, former Hull City player as well, yeah.
And Hull got to the playoffs last night, and one of the best players was John Egan on the pitch. If you're watching.
The former Cork players, this ball comes in, and it was well defended originally, but Matthew Murray must be a goal. And Matthew Murray, he's been threatening all game, but he's finally found the back of the net from the corner. It wasn't fully cleared by Adam Malloy for Rockmount. And Matthew Murray had two glorious chances earlier on in the first half. Has finally found the back of the net, and it's Cork City 1, Rockmount 0 in the Munster Senior Cup final. I think there's a few claims from Rockmount that there was a foul from the set piece. Of course, and there's actually going to be a card for Ken Hoey for his protests. We've seen a lot of fouls and set pieces in football the last few days. But this one will stand. There's no VAR tonight at Turner's Cross, unfortunately.
it'll be interesting to see what happens now with the game, because Rockmount have to come out and go forward, and City have the pace running behind you, because you saw what Brody Lee could do there, and you saw what Matthew Murray can do when they get into space.
It's a really big moment for Matthew Murray. You can see how much it meant. Obviously, it's been a frustrating start to the season. He hasn't been getting as many minutes as I'm sure as he would have liked. But he took that goal really, really well.
He's a very tidy player. He got the goal last year in the Cork Super Cup against Celtic in Páirc Uí Chaoimh?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he had one man of the match that day as well, of course.
Yeah, he was outstanding that day.
It was a real breakout moment for the Cork City youngster. Scored against Waterford in a 2-0 win here in the league as well. Back in August, also scored in the Cup against Waterford. Also in August, 2 weeks prior to that.
Cork City, they seem to get Waterford a lot in the FA Cup lately.
Waterford were just one of the many teams on their route to the FAI Cup final last year. Unfortunately, they lost to Shamrock Rovers in the end. That was well defended by George, who's had a really good first half here at right back, and he's driving forward now. Plays that ball into Matthew Murray. Chance here for Matthew Murray. Couldn't make it 2-0 and just swipes that too far across the goal. But as you said, Rockmount, they'll have to come out and play a bit more, and they'll leave those spaces for Matthew Murray and Brody Lee to attack.
That's it, and you always see that the team with pace can often exploit it once the team comes forward. Like, I was watching the Cove Ramblers game on Friday night. I was doing it for the Echo against Bray Wanderers, and it was 3-0 at half time. Ben McCormack scored the first half hat-trick for the Seagulls, and Cove pulled one goal back when it was at 4 to make it 4-1. They had a quick restart. Cove pushed up. Bray got him from behind, ripped, and that's where the 5th goal came from. Kind of killed the game off. It was the same on the Bank Holiday Monday, where I know Cove aren't playing, but they played UCD. It was 1-0 at half time. UCD equalised. Cove pushed for a second goal. UCD then raped the break, and UCD raped the break. UCD had the pace to get in behind Cove, and that's where the winning goal came from. I think it was one of the goals was an own goal, but again, that came from the counter attack itself.
Yeah, absolutely, so important. Rockmount don't leave themselves too exposed. It is only 38 minutes, so still plenty of time to get themselves back into the game.
And if they did it against Waterford in the semi-finals, they're probably saying in their heads, if we did it against Waterford, we do it against Cork City.
Ian Malloyd was denied of taking a throw in there, or a quick throw in. I think it was Finn Dalton who denied that opportunity. There's a bit of afters then between him and Owen Murphy. Nothing more than a warning from the referees already. Of course, dished out 2 yellow cards, both to Rockmount. Finn Dalton maybe can feel a bit lucky that he hasn't been booked there. Forward that throw and goes. Chance here for Hurley for Rockmount. He plays that across the goal, but there was no one there. Nash had to just pan that one away. There is a glimpse of Rockmount and what they can do. And here they come again. Now a chance for Bella Vicious, who was leaning in, and no foul according to the ref. And that will be a throw-in for Rockmount. And Owen Murphy is also going to take the long throw-in from this side as well. He seems to be on everything today, Owen Murphy. As that ball comes into the box, but that is comfortably cleared there. It's still alive here in the mass. And Brody Lee was breaking there, but no foul according to the ref. Now Hoey plays it on back to Adam Malloyd. And then Jamie Kelly for Cork City plays out to the goal scorer Matthew Murray. And this left-hand side up against Martin Conley. The Rockmount right back, Matthew Murray. He was really well defended though by Hoey. He was one of the players who played in that 2020 Cup final win for Rockmount.
He's a fantastic servant to Cork football. I remember him was the Intermediate Cup final in 2023 up in Sligo, and I think he was taken off after about 15 minutes because he got a bad tackling to his ankle. I was in the press box that day up in Sligo, and it was like a grapefruit. And he was out 3 weeks later, I think, in the Tom Hand Cup final, I think.
A chance here for Cork City. It was just a bit of a miscue, but still the chance there for Brodie Lee. What a block from Kenneth Hoy. Chance on the rebound. But just as you were speaking about his service to Cork football, he maybe saved Rockmount from going 2-0 down there.
Oh, he's a brilliant servant. Like I was saying about the Tom Hand Cup final, like, you know yourself, if you damage ligaments, you damage your ankle, it could be a few weeks before you're right. He was back out about a month and a half later. It was like, it meant nothing to him.
A real warrior. And that was some block there on Brodie Lee, because that could have been 2-0, and that would have been a long way back for Rockmount already. And Brodie Lee will take this corner here on the near side. And from Brodie Lee it goes. It's again, Hoy is there again. And looking to just get this one clear. Some pressure though from Cork City.
Yeah.
And that will definitely be a foul from Finn Dalton.
The thing with these games is, like, at the longer stage one in the city, like we're heading up the end of the first half here now, Rockmount could have a spell in the second. Like, if they've nothing to lose in the 80th minute, they'll just go hell for leather at it, trying to get that equaliser for City, and this can City to stand that pressure. But that's going to be a learning experience unto itself for these young players, as to how to deal with that pressure, how to deal back to the wall defending with only 10 minutes left on the clock.
And those missed chances as well, they'll come into the back of their mind as well, especially if they haven't found a second by that point.
That's it. Like, I remember last year I was at a schools cup final. I think it was a youth cup final between Douglas Hall and Corinthians, and I think it was something similar where it was like, you've one team, but they have that one chance, and they just cannot get the second. And that really gives the other team confidence then going forward in the game.
And chance here, Matthew Kieran has to deal with that, but he did really well. The Cork City left back. Pressure on there from Owen Murphy. And here is Owen Murphy, but really good defending there from Matthew Kieran. Showing his experience at left back. For that one goes towards Brodie Lee, and Hoy had to get that one cleared away quickly because Cork City forward was pressing him. And now Conley. We're throwing for Rockmount on this far side. Chance here for Rockmount. The ball goes in towards the box, and it was a good effort. He just couldn't get clean contact on that from Barry O'Mahony. It was a brilliant ball in, I think, from Colin Lee Mass. But Barry O'Mahony just couldn't get enough on it to direct that towards the goal. But there's a real chance for Rockmount. Definitely probably their best of the half.
And they will take confidence for these chances because you know there's doors opening. As they say in any sport, if there's only one score, you just go for it. You just need to take that opportunity. It's like an NFL game. If you're one score down in the NFL game, all you need is your receiver to get one catch of the ball and put you in towards the end zone.
Exactly. I think Cork City will be hoping they can find a second sooner rather than later, because Rockmount will pile on the pressure as the night goes on if it stays like this.
And that was last year's final. Once Dave Bosniak scored after 5 minutes, they got the second goal very quickly after his cove, and that completely killed the game.
That'll just be the minute of added time at the end of this half. That ball goes out to George Wilt, who's had a really good game at right back so far for Cork City. He's dropped into centre back at the moment. Now to Downey. Tom McGrath plays it back to Downey and back to George Will. Cork City just taking the sting out of the game at the end of this half. There's Tom McGrath. Play that one towards Darragh McCormack. Matthew Kieran was making the run from left back, which Matthew Murray found brilliantly. Lovely football from Cork City. Here's Darragh McCormack. Tried to play that across to Matthew Murray, but just couldn't find him. Taken down though by Jamie Kelly. There's George Will at right back now. And that will be the end of the first half, which the only difference between the two sides was a Matthew Murray goal. Matthew Murray had two brilliant opportunities early on. He hit the post after just about 20 seconds or so. Rockmount grew into the game after they went to goal down. But at half time here at the Munster FA Turner's Cross Stadium, it is Cork City 1, Rockmount 0 in the Grandin's Toyota Munster Senior Cup final. So you're very welcome back to the Munster FA Turners Cross Stadium. The sun is still shining here for the Grandins Toyota Munster Senior Cup final. Half time, of course, it was Cork City 1, Rockmount 0. The only difference being Matthew Murray's goal there from the corner. And Cork City will get back underway for the second half. Still with Dylan O'Connell. Dylan, really important Rockmount to start strong, isn't it?
That's it. They don't concede early, and the longer it goes on, stay 1-0, stay 1-0. Then if it hits like the 70th minute, 75th minute, then you go for it. Then you can take a risk. Again, what's there to lose at that point? It's not a league match. You're not thinking about goal difference.
Absolutely, and there was one change for Rockmount, and an early chance here maybe for Rockmount. Actually, here's Owen Murphy, the danger man for Rockmount. He might have a shot on, and it's in the back of the net. What a start to the half for Rockmount. It's Owen Murphy, the danger man. There was an error at the back from Cork City, and Owen Murphy equalises. And we spoke about how important an early start was for Rockmount, and they have got it. It is their danger man, Owen Murphy, and it is Cork City 1, Rockmount 1. What a start to the half for Rockmount.
Unbelievable. Like, not even 40 seconds are gone and the ball is in the back of the net. And like, I know people might say that, look, maybe AJ Nash should have done better at the near post there, but again, he's only
a young player, yeah.
He's only 18. He's only 18 years. Owen is an Irish amateur international. He's been playing senior football for the last 10 years. It could be judged the pace of the ball. It doesn't matter. He's only 18 years old. It's all a learning experience. And like, look, the most important thing for City is to start positive, don't bow their heads, and just start positive.
Now, what a start to the half for Rockmount. Owen Murphy scored 4 goals in the last 16 tie against Fermoy, and also scored as well a decisive penalty kick against Waterford, which equalised that game. And he's now got the all-important equaliser here. So back to where we started. It's Cork City 1, Rockmount 1. That'll be a huge blow for Cork City, who dominated that first half with so many chances. They'll have to go back underway now. Matthew Murray, that's a nice ball into Brodie Lee. And Brodie Lee, that's a brilliant run away. And he's won a foul there. Cian Murphy claiming that Brodie Lee dive for that, but that would be a free kick for Cork City on the edge of the box, on the edge of the half, sorry. And here's Tom McGrath now. Now George Will plays that in. A chance here for City. Darragh McCormick, the captain, holds this one up. And just lost his footing there, and Rockmount are able to break now. It's a really nice flick back there from George Will. AJ Nash. He was slightly disappointed with Owen Murphy's effort, but it was a good finish at that near post. And George Will again here at right back. Plays that one into O'Connor. Nice bit of skill. Finds Dalton looking for that run of Brodie Lee, but it was cut out by Cian Murphy. But now a chance for Cork City to break here. Here's Tom McGrath, held off the challenge. And now a chance for Matthew Murray on this left-hand side, the goal scorer. Eyeing up his player. Here's Matthew Murray now. Nice bit of skill to get past him. Plays it into the box. Must be, and it's a complete miss-hit, I think, from Darragh McCormick. And what an opportunity that was for Cork City to regain their lead. And now a chance for Rockmount to break. And that was an ambitious effort by Owen Murphy. But once again, another really good chance for Cork City. Here's Donal O'Connor for City. There's that to George Will. For a Rockmount throw-in on this far side. Colin Birmingham will be desperate for his side to find the goal to put them back in front. Obviously just looking to conjure up another chance after that really good chance for Darragh McCormick. Now Dalton plays it forward to Brody Lee. Lovely footwork from the Irish under-17 international. Plays that forward towards Dalton by Jamie Kelly, but it was cut out quite easily. And that was a bit of a looped clearance there from Rockmount. Now here's Brody Lee again, really looking to make an impact on this game. Now Matthew Murray, the Cork City goal scorer, and that was a poor pass. Tried to find Matthew Kieran. It was well won by Jamie Kelly, and that will be a throw-in for Rockmount, which Barry O'Mahony will take. He'll leave this one here for the Rockmount substitutes at half-time. Lombardi. Adam Crowley, sorry, my apologies. He was booked for a tackle on Brody Lee in that first half, so he'll have to be careful. That's a well-won free kick there from Rockmount, and another opportunity for Rockmount to potentially find a goal that will put them in front. It's been a really positive start by them, hasn't it, this half?
Yeah, it's a completely different approach to the game by Rockmount. There's a lot more sense of urgency about their play and a lot more intensity about them, and you can see they're getting into real threatening positions. Like in the entirety of the first half, I think they only had that. They had that kind of. They had one or two half chances maybe. They did have the effort to force a save at the near post, but there was nothing overly threatening. And now all of a sudden it's 1-1 and they're getting to those positions where they can swing it across and test City properly. And
it will be Owen Murphy, the goal scorer. And we'll take this one for Rockmount. Take it right-footed. And there's a bit of a commotion there in the box. I think between Hoey and Matthew Kieran. I'm not sure who the Rockmount player was, but referee just keeping an eye on that as this ball comes in. Now Owen Murphy crossed in, and there was a good takedown. It will come back to Owen Murphy, who puts that ball back in. It was headed out by O'Connor, and just Colin Lamass tried to hit it first time, and Matthew Kiernan didn't get that ball though. Here's Owen Murphy. Really good tackle there from the Cork City left back. And McCormick looped forward towards Brody Lee, but cut out by the captain Ian Malloy. But now Matthew Murray and a chance for City to break. He's only got Brody Lee up him. Breezes past though. Adam Crowley, who's on a card, who can't be too aggressive. Here's Matthew Murray. It's a brilliant run, but what a tackle that was by Adam Crowley on a yellow card, as I said. He did really well to go back, and he's actually won a goal kick for his side, but what a tackle that was by Adam Crowley.
Brilliant. And like you see, they're growing in confidence. They're growing confidence, there's more intensity into their play, and like it's a completely different game in the second half, especially when you can score inside 30 seconds.
It was as good of a start as Jason Purcell could have wished for his side. Whatever he said at half-time has absolutely worked. Still only less than 10 minutes gone in this second half. Still 1-1, and now a chance here for Owen Murphy. He might be through and goal for a second. Oh, what a tackle that was by George Will. And we spoke about the brilliant tackle from Adam Curley on the other end, but George will return the favour there.
Yeah, like I was saying, penalty, like ooh.
And,
I live for the day when we get that little like laptop on the side here and the screens and the referees pointing to the screens and turn us across.
George Will is actually still down from that tackle, which means every Rockmount player is currently onside actually. It's off the pitch. Here's Barry O'Mahony. City play with down to 10 men at the moment. Cleared away there by Tom McGrath. Now a chance for City to break, and now they will stop the game after that brilliant tackle by George Will. And seemingly he's injured himself. There was obviously a lot of shouts there for the Rockmount penalty, but as Dylan said, we have no replays up here on the gantry. Chris Keating just does a drop ball there, but that's a poor clearance. Now a chance for Luke Hurley. Might hit this from the edge of the box. It's Luke Hurley, brilliant bit of skill, and just blocked in the end. He probably just took a bit too long to hit that, Luke Hurley. And once again, Rockmount growing in confidence. As Ian Malloyd plays that one back, and Rockmount play that one all the way back to Adam Malloyd, goalkeeper, as that one goes forward. Well won on the header though. Here's Owen Murphy, who's been really involved early on in this half. Plays it out to the captain, Ian Malloyd. It's a lovely ball from Luke Hurley to find his skipper. A few shouts for handball. It was only really from the left back, Ian Malloyd. But City will gain possession, or it's actually going to be a Rockmount throw-in. City still down to 10 men at the moment. Georgeville is just receiving treatment off the pitch, waiting for the all clear from the referee, and he's just got it now, and we're back to 11 on 11.
I love these games of football. It's a proper old-fashioned football match. Like, you've Rockmount, they're fired up. They're a great team, Rockmount, in a game like this when they're all giving 110%. I know I keep talking about games I've been to, and I apologise for it. I remember last season I was at the semi-final of this competition when Rockmount beat Waterford up in Rockmount Park, and it was a game of 4 seasons. It started off warm, then it was cold. I think it got wet for a while, and Rockmount were just bodies on the line that night, and Waterford pushed for a late equaliser, and it was just, you'd red and yellow and green jerseys coming out of nowhere. It was just, and it's just, I love these games of football because the League of Ireland team, it's a different type of defending there to what you get in the League of Ireland every week.
Absolutely, both sides absolutely desperate to win it. That's a lovely ball in there, and now a chance for Rockmount. And here's Barry O'Mahony. It was his brilliant ball that started this attack. Plays one back to Murphy, but it was well put out by Matthew Murray. But that's a loose pass there from the Cork City forward. And that was a loose pass as well there by Adam Crowley, and now City can break. Dalton plays that one in to Tom McGrath now. He's got Matthew Murray, looked for the run though of Brody Lee, and he might just find him as well. Chance for Brody Lee, but what a header that was from Hoey. And it's just kept it in. It's actually just gone out for a corner. It looked like he may have prevented it from going out from the corner. But you spoke about that last ditch defending there from Rockmount, and there it was.
It's pure, it's just, it's hard to describe accurately, but it's just 110%. Like, most of the Cork City lads will have a training session or Wednesday or Thursday. Rockmount are back in work tomorrow. I know some of the Cork City lads are probably in school tomorrow, they've college tomorrow, exams. But like most of the Rock lads tomorrow, and it's just like the City lads, if you look at Cork City's history of this competition, they'll be playing another final again in the next 2, 3, maybe even next year. With Rockmount, they might reach another final for 5 or 6 years. Like, they have to do a good record in recent years of the competition, don't get me wrong though, but it's just, you see it's just that an extra 1%, next 10%.
They'll have to defend this corner though for Cork City, and that ball comes in. Jamie Kelly puts it back in towards the mix of it. It was a bit of a loose ball in from the Cork City youngster. Here's Matthew Kiernan, one of the more senior players in this very young Cork City team. He's played the most out of the 3 sort of first team players, you could say, between him, Brody Lee and Matthew Murray. And here he is, Brody Lee. Now Matthew Murray. Nice football between the Cork City youngsters, but once again, Kenneth Hoey is there once again. He's at a fine game at the back. He's on a yellow card though. It will be a slight concern for Rockmount.
I was just looking back there at the 2016 meeting 10 years ago between Cork City and Rockmount. I always remember I had to do the report for, I think it was the college newspaper at the time, because there's some UCC connection. And the game went to extra time and penalties, and I was working in a supermarket local at the time. So
a chance here for Cork City, and McCormack once again just couldn't get a shot off.
Couldn't do the penalties. So at the end of my report says Rockmount won a penalty. So it was very much a lesson learned with my third report. But I was looking back at the Rockmount team, and like how we played 10 years ago against Cork City, against a very strong Cork City team. Like, you had Marco Sullivan, Sean Maguire, and Carl Shepherd started up top. You had Kevin O'Connor, Kenny Brown, Alan Bennett, Johnny O'Levy, Colin Healy, Greg Bulger, Stephen Beatty. That was a very strong Cork City team.
Sounds like the double winning Cork City team basically from 2017.
I remember that day. It was a mucky early January. Like, what date in January was it? It was the 30th of January. It was mucky. It was wet.
Good touch there from Matthew Cooney. And well, one free as well from the Cork City left back, Vicious, who gets another yellow card. That's the third yellow card for Rockmount. They're racking them up here. And that will be a frustration for the Rockmount CDM.
And that can be dangerous when you're racking up yellows and it's the 60th minute.
Yeah, still half an hour to go here of regular time. Of course, if scores stay the same, we will go to extra time and then, of course, potentially penalties, which would suit Rockmount, you have to say, as they do have experience in winning penalties. Beat Watford 6-7 on penalties and also beat Temple United 2-1 on penalties in the first round of this Munster Senior Cup. And of course they beat City in 2020 after extra time. Chance though for City from the free kick. Here's Jamie Kelly as that ball comes in towards the box. It comes in towards O'Connor, but just couldn't head that back in towards the mixer. But Jason Prest will be really delighted so far with the opening 20 minutes of this, or 15 minutes of this half on here.
Yeah, and like they're going to a very key point of their season, Rockmount, right now. They need to meet with Home Farm coming up in 2 weeks' time in the FBI Intermediate Cup, and they're playing reigning Munster Senior League champions Ringmahan Rangers in the Beaver Stout Senior Cup. And like whatever happens today, this display they'll take confidence in this display. If they win, that's brilliant for Rockmount. But if they get beaten, they can take confidence in this display going to a really key part of their season, because of the way the new FBI Intermediate Cup is being run, where it's the first 3 rounds are played going into the summer, then it starts up again in August with the quarter-final. So like it's a key part of the season to get into that bracket.
Some big games ahead for Rockmount, some big games ahead for Cork City as well, of course. After their slight falter in the first division, they are only 3 points ahead of UCD at the moment. So a lot of these players will be looking to get into the first team squad. We've seen Barry Robson is here today as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic, because like one thing this club prides itself on is that conveyor belt of players moving from the 17s to 19s to the first team. And it's something we've always had traditionally. I'm a Cork City fan. It's something the club has had going back since its foundations. Like I mentioned earlier, that you had the youth team in 1998 when you had Alan Bennett. Neil Horgan would have been on that team. I remember when I was in secondary school in Gloucester Creastry, they won the Middle Cup, and they won the double-double with the under-19s, and you would have had Rob Lehan would have came through that group, Alan Brown would have came through it.
That's a loose pass, but just recovered in the end. Cork City struggling to play from the back, and a really good press there from Rockmount. Here's Colin and Matt, but George did well to win that back.
That's one thing about Cork we love, is to see local players coming through.
Absolutely, and more recently we've seen the likes of Jake O'Brien, Jane Newmate.
And it's so important for their schoolboy clubs as well. For like, let's say, take Jaden, the fact that he's a lad from Mahon. You might see him home in the summer, and there's boys then get to see him playing for Cork City. He goes from Cork City then to Benfica, and it's their local heroes.
Absolutely, and recently called up to Haymer's training squad. Unfortunately, they have to pull out due to Benfica's season still not being completely over. I'm sure he'll be in that squad in no time, Jane Newmate.
And one thing I love about him is I'm 30, and when I was growing up and when I was going to school, everyone wanted to be Roy Keane, everyone wanted to be Dennis Irwin. Those were the heroes back then. And then when I was in secondary school, it was kind of died. There was no Cork player in the Euro 2012 team. Then you would have had David Myler, and you would have had.
He's here today as well, David.
Yeah, he's over there. You've Queven Kelleher. Now you've kids wanting to be Queven Kelleher. Now you're looking at the next Queven Kelleher with Jade Numa, his brother Franco, you've Jake O'Brien. And kids play different positions. When I was I don't play soccer myself, but on the rare occasion with the lads, I love playing in defence. I'm I've another buddy who fancies himself to be the next Javi, just because he loves passing the ball out. And again, every one of us who follows football has their favourite players, and you've kids who idolise Jake O'Brien for what he does, you've kids who idolise Jaden, Franco, even David Dunn, who went to Monaco from Cork City. Kids will idolise him for what he does, his position, the way he plays football.
Matthew Moore, another one who's gone to Europe, obviously went to Hoffenheim. Of course, Carl Heffernan as well, who went from City to Roma and now is playing senior team football at Harrogate.
And like you mentioned there, like Harrogate in the lower leagues in England, was it Aaron Ryan was like League One Player of the Year this year, and like, you know, again, Cork City Academy, and like the team he was on in 2016 to beat HJK Helsinki in the UEFA Youth League when he got the penalty. You had Chido's Yogbene was playing left wing. You had Keane Coleman playing in defence. Like, that was an incredible Cork City team, and like again, that was the 2016 generation. This is the 2026 generation.
Absolutely, yeah. So well, they of course just went out to Roma, one of the biggest clubs in Italy. It was an incredible night at the Cross, I remember.
There was one player came on for the Roma that night, or played, and he came on against Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah,
like, it's unbelievable when you think about.
Luca Pellegrini, I think it was.
I think you're right, yeah. Like, I love, like, I was watching the Leeds game last night against Spurs, and there's I'll get his name there now, I've drawn a complete blank. He came off the bench and he played in Turner's Cross 2 years ago for the Italian under-21s.
Wilfred Lanto.
Wilfred Lanto.
Chance for City to break here though. Brody Lee, that's a brilliant bit of skill. He's still ongoing, Brody Lee. That's a nice ball across to Tom McGrath. Slightly wide, but he'll play that one back in now. And here's Dalton. Plays that back across the box, but was headed away there. And after a few stoppages, we're sort of back underway now.
Sure, Trent Alexander-Arnold played here once.
Riccardo Calfiori, another famous player who played here as well in that Italian under-21 team.
Oh, he did. But that's what I love about these underage games, seeing like an underage team like Cork City. Like, you look at this back at this team in 10 years' time, and you'd be saying Matthew Murray, oh, he's gone off to blank, or he's done this with his career, and it's lovely to see, like, you know.
This cup competition really gives them a chance to shine. Here is Matthew Murray. And here Darragh McCormack. Had a brilliant chance at the start of the half, just couldn't take it, but that's really well marshalled out there by Bailey Vicious. And there's going to be a card here for Owen Murphy. And that's to much of the amusement of the Cork City crowd. And the goal scorer is now booked. And that is Rockmount's fourth yellow here as we tick forward to the 68th minute. That should be a Cork City corner. Of course, Cork City already scored from the corner in the first half through Matthew Murray. And there's an opportunity to regain their lead now. And goes the ball, headed out. Only as far as Jamie Kelly. Now, here's Darragh McCormack. Just couldn't find that 1-2 with Brody Lee, but he did well to win the ball back. Here's O'Connor, the centre-back, who'll have the shot on from the edge of the box. And there was a brilliant block by Ian Malloyd. Taken back down by Darragh McCormack, and Rockmount's early pressure in the second half. We're seeing a bit more of Cork City now. And O'Connor plays that ball across to Finn Dalton. Plays it back to George Rowe. That's a beautiful crossfield ball to his fullback partner Matthew Kiernan, and that's a lovely 1-2. Matthew Kiernan driving towards the box, and he might have a go here. Matthew Kiernan, it was a brilliant run, couldn't get it on a stronger left foot. But Cork City growing into the second half here.
Yeah, they're really finding shape, and it's, again, that goes back to the mental strength and mental resilience of the players themselves, just to kind of take, you know, mentally reset after conceding so quickly at the start of the second half, and go, right, let's go again.
It's just hit away safely by Luke Downey. So a fun game so far at centre half, along with Donald O'Connor. Two physical units up the back there for Cork City. As Owen Murphy, the goal scorer for Rockmount, will take this throw-in. Not been too threatening with these long throw-ins so far. That one's headed on there, and that will go out for a Cork City goal kick. Just 21 minutes left of regular time. And for either of these sides to decide it, or it would be extra time and then potentially penalties. Extra time, of course, would be a repeat of the 2020 final when Rockmount won it 2-0 after extra time. And Jamie Kelly wins that ball. And forward again. Here's Buddy Lee. Just tried to take that down, couldn't take it down properly though. And opportunity here for Rockmount, but it was safely ushered back to AJ Nash. Nash funts that one forward towards Matthew Murray, and you'll actually find Matthew Kiernan just try to head it on towards Matthew Murray, and Hoy was able to put that one out there for a Cork City throw-in. McCormack. Dalton finds Matthew Kiernan, and really good bit of skill there from the Cork City left back. And he has to go back though to the Jamie Kelly. Now Tom McGrath, and that was slightly heavy there from Luke Hurley, but no foul according to the referees. Tom McGrath though looks for the run of Finn Dalton. That would go out for a Rockmount throw-in. So City looking for their 20th Munster Senior Cup win. No side has ever won 20 wins. They become the first ever team to do it. Waterford the closest on 16 behind the Rebel Army. Back underway here through Adam Malloy with a goal kick. Loop towards. There was a bit of miscommunication there at the back from Cork City, but they do come out with the ball, and that will be a free. Fouled by Luke Hurley on Tom McGrath. Donald O'Connor at the back plays that to George Will at right back, who has had an impressive game so far, the young Cork City right back. That was a commentator's curse, a loose pass from him. And George Will looks down the line for Brody Lee, and chance here for Dalton, who's come off with it, and he's done very well just to win a corner there for Cork City. Deflected off Ian Malloy at left back. The Rockmount skipper today. Another opportunity from the corner for Cork City. They haven't had too many clear-cut chances, certainly not as much as they did in the first half. Brody Lee to take this down by the St. Anne's end, where the away fans usually would sit for any League of Ireland matches. In it goes. Headed away though comfortably by Adam Crowley. Jamie Kelly just looped that ball back towards the chance here for Matthew Murray, who turned really well, but really good defending there by Rockmount, and break was on there. If Owen Murphy could have got a touch, but Matthew Kearney will loop this one. And AJ Nash will look forward for Brody Lee, but that was a bit of a looped clearance, and that was a poor pass from George Will. Now a chance maybe for Rockmount to break. Here is the danger man, Owen Murphy. That's the battle against Downey. Now Owen Murphy keeps on going. Did stumble, but no claims for a penalty. It's a good tackle in the end, I think, by Donald O'Connor.
It's strange that it's the 73rd minute. There's only been one sub made so far.
Yeah, and that was at half-time when Lombardi came on for Rockmount.
I'm just looking at there, you placed Martin Connolly, and I'm just surprised myself. It's this 15 minutes left. Now is the time for fresh energy, fresh subs.
And here's a chance for Cork City now. Darren McCormack has got Matthew Murray with him breaking, and that was just a loose touch from Matthew Murray. It was slightly behind him. That was a real opportunity there for Cork City, because Rockmount were slightly short at the back, but here's a chance now for Tom McGrath. Plays that back out to Matthew Murray. He hasn't been too involved in the second half. In it goes, and now a chance. Brilliant turn from Matthew Kiernan, and just couldn't get a shot away. It was a brilliant block from Adam Malloy. Tom McGrath. And Matthew Kiernan, I think, has injured himself from that opportunity. He's down in the Rockmount box at the moment, but Cork City play on, currently down to 10 men. It's Jamie Kelly, that's loose, and Rockmount can break now. Well, City, they've got no left back at the moment. Here's Owen Murphy. Matthew Kiernan is back up at the moment, but here's Owen Murphy. Nice bit of skill. He'll have a shot here from range, but it was a pretty hopeful effort there from the Rockmount goal scorer. Ian Malloyd. 75th minute gone. As I said, still no changes for either of these sides apart from Lombardi on for Martin Conley at half time. A chance for Owen Murphy to break. Plays this one into Barry O'Mahony, looking to eye up Matthew Kiernan, but that's a good bit of defending there from the young Cork City left back. Constant regular, as we said, in Cork City's first team last year. And chance here for Owen Murphy from the long throw-in.
It's interesting to see long throws all of a sudden in the last, I suppose, 2 seasons be this major weapon in modern football again.
Brody Lee was desperate for a foul there from that long throw, but he's not going to get it. Ian Malloyd will put this one back in towards the box, and Luke Hurley almost had a free header there. It'll find its way to Owen Murphy, and that was a good tackle from Matthew Kiernan. It'll be a free kick for Cork City. He's hurt after it.
Like when you were growing up, you all wanted to be like, you know, practicing step overs like Ronaldinho and all those. Now you've kids watching Arsenal now going, whoa, long throws and the set pieces.
Sorry, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I won't complain about that. But Rory Delap, if he'd played a few years later, he'd be a £50 million footballer.
So that scene in Back to the Future, you're not ready for that yet, but your kids are going to love it. I remember I saw someone made that joke about it was a Stoke and Tony Pulis played 5 centre backs in the back four, and this was a Guardiola did it one time. They were like, so Tony Pulis was more forward thinking than Pep Guardiola. I remember Brendan Rodgers did it one time, and it was a Liverpool lost to Southampton. We had like Cola Torre, Martin Skirtle, Daniel Agger, and was it Mamadou Sakho as a flat back five. They got beaten. Ironically, it was Dejan Lovren scored the winner, if I remember it right.
I think Southampton was 1-0 winner or something like that. There will be a substitution here. We were speaking about the lack of substitutions. It will be the skipper Ian Malloyd, who had a bit of an injury issue there, is going to be making way for Lamanov. So, another change for Rockmount. That'll be a bit disappointing for Ian Malloyd there. It looked like a bit of an injury. I think that's taking him off at the moment, the skipper.
When you say Ian Malloyd, what his name always reminds me of, and it's something I'll say we'll put in conversation a lot more in Cork soccer over the next 6 months. Ian was on the UCC team that got to the quarterfinals of the League of Ireland Cup in 2015. They were managed by Noel Healy. They entered the competition as Munster Senior League winners, and they beat Wexford. They beat Wexford FC or Wexford Youth at the time in the first round. I remember doing a piece about before in the Echo, and Ian got 2 goals when they beat Wexford. Then they beat I think Cove Ramblers in the next round, and they played Dundalk, who were like about to be double champions of Ireland in the Mardyke. And out of that UCC team, that year in UCC, you'd have had Sean McLaughlin, who's now at Hull, would have come through that. Sean O'Mahony would have went to Cork City, would have won the double. He was never really he was only a squad player that season, but like it was a fantastic era for like the college at that time. And like with the college now joining that new League of Ireland third tier, something you'd hear more about. Yeah. And like Ian was one of the veterans of that team. Danny Hearn would have been around UCC around that time.
UCC, they do produce some fine athletes. Sean McLaughlin, as you mentioned, there playing his football at Blackburn Rovers. He's a stalwart of the Hull City team for years until he made the transfer, and he was of course a stalwart of Cork City and John Caulfield's team as well. And Kenneth Hoy has taken the armband now. Ian Malloyd has gone off, the Rockmount veteran. And there's 10 minutes of regular time left here at the Cross. As the sun is setting here on Leeside, it's still Cork City 1, Rockmount 1 in the Grandin side of Munster Senior Cup final. And here's Matthew Kiernan. That was a poor ball there from the Cork City left back. And Colin Burnham and Greg Balger in deep discussion at the moment. You'd have to think they'll be looking at the bench very soon. You'd have to think.
Yeah, and like it's all about bringing on that that player who can have an impact, who has the energy, but it's also someone who can kind of steady the ship. Like you don't want to throw someone on who'll just go hell for leather, run, so we can calm the ship, steady the nerves, and kind of, like I always remember was at the 2015 Cup final, 2016 when Colin Healy came off the bench and he just steadied the ship for everyone. He's just such a cool pair of hands.
Colin Healy, they don't come much steadier than him in all fairness. Cork City legend. Managing, of course, at Kerry FC. Would be slightly disappointed, Colin. I'm sure that his side aren't here today after losing in the semi-finals.
Yeah, and like it was probably made worse by the Cork footballers losing in Kerry at the weekend. It's the only thing I like holding over Kerry is a Cork man. Is the fact we can always beat Kerry in soccer.
Kerry had a famous win over City there on Bank Holiday Monday down in Mount Hawk Park.
And they had a very strong ex-Cork City team with Jonas Hackenden, Cian Murphy, Cian Bargery, Nell Brookwell. But that's the thing though, like as players, like you often see in the Premier League where if someone leaves Man United, they might go to Everton, or if someone leaves Man City, they might go to Wigan.
Yeah, and they'll always be desperate then to score against their former side.
That's it. And like most players leave Cork City, they go to Cove. When they go to Cove, we go to Treaty.
Here comes the long throw, no Ian Malloy to take it. Brody Lee looked to take that down, and he's done really well, Brody Lee, but I think that would just be a foul. Brody Lee was deemed to go a bit too heavily there on Belavicius. Owen Murphy with a free kick from range here for Rockmount. The Rockmount chants. You can be heard here, Turner's Cross. Holy taking the armband now since Ian Malloy has gone off. Yeah, Rockmount ultras in force now. That would be a foul. Well won there by Tom McGrath. So a fine game in midfield for Cork City. Tom McGrath will be a player certainly looking at that central midfield, which is slightly light for Cork City this season. He'll be looking to hopefully make an impact in the league campaign.
Yeah, and we're coming to a crunch point.
But, no flag here on Darragh McCormack. Just as we're able to hold up the ball. Matthew Murray is there for support and he does receive it. And that will be a Rockmount throw and really good tackle there by Lamanov. Matthew Kiernan. No foul according to the ref. Cork City regain possession. That's a heavy pass back there from Downey, and AJ Nash did really well, and that was an even better ball to find Tom McGrath. What a tackle that was though from Belavicius on a yellow card, but wasn't afraid to make that tackle.
It's so interesting to see though when you look, let's say, at the game over the last couple of years, how now you no longer need a goalkeeper to stop a shot. No need to pass the ball out, they need to pick a pass, they need to be able to work under pressure with the ball. They're essentially.
Yeah, they're well and truly the 11th player on the pitch now.
And like now there's a whole generation of kids in Cork growing up in Mahon wish they want to be the next Stephen Kelleher.
Yeah. Stephen Kelleher, one of the finest with his feet in the Premier League, it has to be said. Never, of course, played for Cork City, but went straight from Wing Mahon to Liverpool. And what a career he's forged out so far. There's the lights flick on here at Turner's Cross. As we are approaching the 85th minute, 5 minutes of regular time left for either of these sides to find a winner. Matthew Kiernan, that's a lovely bit of skill. He's had a fine second half. Matthew Kiernan plays it in for Darragh McCormack. And Matthew Murray made the run, and he's found him as well. And good tackle from Hoey. Some claims for the penalties, but not given by the referee. Referee today, Lucas Keating. Lucas Keating will just stop the game here. And he got it back underway now. I think there's Matthew Kiernan. He was going on one of those driving runs, but it was well cut out there by Lamanov. Played back by Lombardi. Forward now towards Owen Murphy. But, great defending there from Luke Downey, who's had a fun game at centre half. Pinball stuff at the moment. Both teams struggling to get a bit of possession of the ball, but that would be a foul there by Luke, or well, one there by Luke Downey. That was a loose pass, a miscommunication there from Luke Downey and O'Connor, but a lovely bit of skill there from Matthew Kiernan, who's driving forward here, and that's as easy of a decision as the referee will have today. Luke Hurley with a horrendous tackle, it has to be said, on Matthew Kiernan. He's probably a bit lucky to only be escaping with a yellow card there. And I think there's an instant off the ball here between AJ Nash and Owen Murphy, which the referee hasn't seen, but the linesman may have seen this, but I don't think. And Owen Murphy is going to be given a yellow card. That's going to be his second yellow, and Rockmount will play the rest of the game down to 10 men. We didn't quite see what happened there, but it looked like it was an off-the-ball incident between him and I think it was AJ Nash, the goalkeeper. But what a blow that is for Rockmount. And Owen Murphy, the goal scorer, he looks so avoidable. And Rockmount now will have to play the last 3 minutes of this game down to 10 men, but potentially they'll have to play a half hour of football down to 10 men as well. And there's a bit of afters there between him and AJ Nash. And Owen Murphy makes the long, lonely walk down the tunnel. And that's a huge blow for Rockmount, isn't it?
Massive, especially a player like Owen. He's able to, like you saw earlier, he's able to create those moments, get in, score those goals. He held his nerve and got the penalty against Waterford in the semi-finals. He got the equaliser here.
Didn't quite see what happened there, but that was a huge blow. Jason Purcell, I'm sure, will be really furious because it looked so avoidable, that red card. Second yellow for Owen Murphy. He's on the score sheet, but now he will not finish the game. And what a boost of confidence this is. It all came from Luke Hurley's foul on Matthew Kiernan, which he got booked for as well. So important Rockmount keep their discipline, but they have struggled with that. It's 5 players who've been carded now for the side wearing yellow. Such a huge opportunity now for Cork City, playing for potentially, obviously, the next 2 minutes down to 10 men, but potentially extra time as well, then playing with 10 men.
And you can, teams can win with extra men. I was at the Intermediate Cup final here last year when Corinthians played more or less 85 minutes with 10 men and got the win against Remahan Rangers. They went down to 9 men that day.
It's going to have to be a really resilient performance. This is a lovely run from George. Will put it into the box, but only as far as Jamie Kelly, who hits it from range, and what an effort that was from the Cork City midfielder. That would have been one of the goals of the season had it just been a tiny bit lower. It was a brilliant volley from Jamie Kelly. And that's something we haven't seen from either of these sides too much, a shot from range really.
Yeah. it's one of those things in football of like you can pass the ball around as much as you want, and if you try it, and you're seen as the one then to give away the ball, give away possession.
Now Brody Lee, nice touch there from the Cork City forward. Cork City looking for a last-minute win here. There will be 4 minutes of additional time. 4 minutes for one of these sides to find a winner, or it will be extra time like it was in 2020. Now Downey. Played forward towards Brody Lee, who's got a bit of space on the edge of the box, crossed him, but it was a poor ball in from the Cork City forward. Now
That's
Downey takes it back in.
If City are going out wide, they don't have the height in the area the way Rockmount would have the height inside the area.
So they're relying on a Rockmount mistake, really, if they are going to put balls into the box. And of course, they do have to be careful of the counter-attack, because Rockmount still do have dangerous players on the pitch. Rockmount still down to 10 men, but they're getting a fine backing from the crowd here. And that's a ball back to Adam Malloyd. And that will be a foul by Finn Dalton. I thought it might have been called, but the referee's going to have to stop it now because it was a head collision. City gets back underway. Remember, Rockmount currently down to 10 men. The goal scorer, Owen Murphy, received his marching orders for a second yellow card. We weren't too sure. It looked like an off-the-ball incident. A huge blow for Rockmount, who did so well to get back into this game. His goal after just 20 seconds into the second half. And Donald O'Connor plays it out to George Will here at right back. Ball on to Dalton now. And in it goes to the box, and Kelly was in there. It's come out to Brody Lee, who might hit this. It's Brody Lee who has the shot, but it's well blocked by Rockmount.
He's been outstanding tonight, Brody Lee.
He's had some fine touches. He'll be absolutely desperate to get on the score sheet. That's a lovely bit of skill there from Tom McGrath, who's had a brilliant game in midfield for City. Now Matthew Kiernan. Now Matthew Murray on this left-hand side. And it's a good tackle there from Adam Crowley, who's had a brilliant game as well. On a yellow card. As we tick on to the final minute of added time. Darragh McCormack up against the experienced Kenneth Hoey, who did really well to just usher that out for a corner, but a real opportunity for Cork City to potentially find what would be a real dramatic late winner. This would be such a huge blow for Rockmount. It'll be Darragh McCormack who won it, he will take it. Down at the St. Anne's end. McCormack crosses it in, and it goes to the box, and it was looking like it was going to go all the way in there. But Adam Malloyd was able to punch that one out. Here's Darragh McCormack, who will come back into the box once again. Some City players in there, and it was headed on there by Donald O'Connor, but it was a weak header back to Adam Malloyd. And you'd have to think that would be the final chance of regular time. As we will have another half an hour of football here at the Cross to decide the destination of this year's Senior Cup, or there could be an opportunity here. Just fell a bit short for Lamanov. AJ Nash fires it forward from Matthew Kiernan, but that is all Lucas Keating will play in what was a real dramatic second half. Goal from Owen Murphy was the real headline of the second half after just a few seconds to get Rockmount level, but he then received his marching orders, and at full time it is finished. Cork City 1, Rockmount 1, and we'll have an extra half an hour of football here of extra time to decide the destination of the Grandin Soda Munster Senior Cup for 2026. Full time here, Cork City 1, Rockmount 1, extra time coming up.
Cork 21, Rockmount.
And we're back for extra time here for the Grandin's Title Munster Senior Cup final. Extra time, an extra half an hour of football between these two sides. Matthew Murray's goal in the first half, which put Cork City in front. But then it was Owen Murphy with the equaliser for Rockmount. And he received his marching orders. But an opportunity here for Rockmount. Real chance for the 2-1 lead. And it's just... And it was deemed a foul, I think. Barry O'Mahony looked certain to make it 2-1 to Rockmount there. It was just fired off the post. I think it was a foul then on AJ Nash. What an opportunity that was for Rockmount to take the lead in extra time. And that was a huge chance. Barry O'Mahony. Rockmount, they won't get too many chances. You imagine extra time being down to 10 men. And you hope AJ Nash is okay. It looked like it might have been just a touch onto the post. He did brilliantly to keep it off the line afterwards. And scramble after on the line. There's the trophy. City looking to win it for the first time in 7 years. Rockmount looking to win it for the first time since 2020. Only the second time if they are successful, of course. Trophy going back all the way to 1922. Here's Jamie Kelly, plays that back across. And that was a real let-off for Cork City early on in extra time. And George will. There's Brody Lee. Plays that across to Luke Downey. And Matthew Kiernan at left back. Matthew Murray. Back to Matthew Kiernan. There's Jamie Kelly.
Great support here for Rockmount.
That ball's in for Matthew Kiernan, and it was a foul. Slight push in the back there for Matthew Kiernan on Hoy. It was a save anyway by Adam Malloyd. But Rockman, they'd be really frustrated that they didn't put away that chance early on though, because they won't get too many being down to 10 men.
Yeah, and like when you always see a team who wins, let's say with a lesser man advantage, it's always this very superstar performance. Like I remember Corinthians last year in that Intermediate Cup final, Dublin when they beat Limerick last year in the All-Ireland quarter final. You're giving that 110% because eventually, when you're missing a man, you're trying to cover the gaps, and and eventually you will get like physically and psychologically tired. I have a buddy of mine who keeps talking about the 2006 Champions League final and how Arsenal got tired late in the game. He's never forgotten it.
Thankfully, I wasn't old enough to remember that as an Arsenal fan. But
are you going to try to go to Budapest?
I was at the semi-final, but I won't be able to get to Budapest. Too expensive, unfortunately. But,
my buddy, he was at the semi-final as well, and he said something similar. You know, it makes you appreciate though this level of football all that bit more, and that, like, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, it's all a pyramid, it all works in tandem. That, like, you know, Jake O'Brien plays the Premier League, he plays against Arsenal, the Champions League final, Jake started at Cork City. It's all a conveyor belt, everything matters.
Yeah.
Like, he started at All United, had a brief stint to College Corinthians. Like Barry Robson, our manager of Cork City.
Formerly Celtic, yeah.
Yeah, scored against Barcelona in the Champions League for Celtic, and
What a run that was when Jimmy Kelly just couldn't find.
And was it 2 years ago Celtic won the Scottish Cup and Adamita scored a winning goal in extra time against Rangers? Yes. Again, it's like these things, it's just everything matters. It's all a massive pyramid and it all starts out with under fives, College Corinthians, Remahan Rangers, and it works its way up. My advice is, though, if you ever see a young fella who's like you're told go watch him. I remember someone telling me when I was about, this was years ago, you should go out and watch this young fella for College Corinthians, he's scoring goals for fun. And he's involved with the Irish underage teams. And I was like, I did at the time, I think it was in my leaving cert or something. And that young fella's no Adamita, so take the advantage, or take the opportunity.
Adamina, of course, now playing his football at Swansea City. Another Cork now. The one who didn't play for Cork City, did play for College Corinthians, went straight from Corinthians to Norwich City. He's forged up a fine career for himself. He's played in the Champions League multiple times as well with Celtic, of course. It's a lovely bit of skill there from Brodie Lee.
It's interesting when you say Brodie Lee after Adamita. Like Adamita, Queven Kelleher, they were all like the pre-Brexit generation.
Brilliant tackle there by Downey on Luke Hurley. Chance for City's break now. Here's Daly, the substitute sub came on at the start of extra time, and it goes by Brodie Lee. Matthew Murray, free header must be, and it is. Matthew Murray makes it 2-1. He's got his second, and Cork City regain their lead. Matthew Murray completely unmarked at the back post. It was a glorious ball in by Brodie Lee. And we spoke about the importance of those two players. They've definitely looked the most threatening for Cork City. And Rockmount, they'll be fairly frustrated that they left Matthew Murray at the back post unmarked.
Yeah, and that was the problem for Rockmount, is how do you respond? Because if you push forward, you're missing a player, you're missing a player, and Owen Murphy's so crucial to Rockmount going forward in attack.
And Matthew Murray gets his second goal of the game. It was a lovely finish. Lovely ball in from Brodie Lee. And it's Cork City 2, Rockmount 1, and that's a huge blow for Rockmount at the start of this extra time. Looks like they're about to make a change, actually. So Ken Howie, who is a veteran, is making way for Rockmount. I think it's Hanley has come on for him. And that's an attacking change for Rockmount. Rockmount really up the pitch straight from kick-off, a tactic we've seen quite a lot now. Matthew Kieran gets us back on the way with this throw-in. And that's forward towards Darren McCormack, and he just couldn't break away there. Yeah, another throw-in from that exact spot, basically, from Matthew Kieran. Matthew Kieran, who played 23 times last year for Cork City in the Premier Division. And here's Matthew Murray, who's on a hat-trick, of course. Drive forward here, Matthew Murray. And just took a bit too much out of that. Couldn't get past Cian Murphy. Brilliant defending there from the Rockmount centre half. And here is the Rockmount change. Hanley did really well to win that ball. And we spoke about the physical presence of the Cork City Shamrocks, Donal O'Connor and Luke Downey, but Hanley coming on has got some real physical presence, hasn't he, for Rockmount?
Yeah, and that's what you need in a game like this. Like, as the Cork City players are still developing, they're still 18, 19, 20. They're still developing, they're still physically filling out themselves because they're in the gym, they're doing sessions and all that. And like that physicality can be proved different, especially to get a set piece.
And AJ Nash will get us back underway with this goal kick. As we tick towards the 100th minute now. 10 minutes played of extra time. Matthew Murray just went slightly early there, so the flag is up against him.
Substitution for Rockmount, game number 9, going on. In replacement with Stephen Gabriel.
And another change for Rockmount, Barry O'Mahony before coming off for Dennis Garaya. Barry O'Mahony, who had that really good chance at the start of extra time, really disappointed he wasn't able to put that away. Could be a very different game, really. And that is the end of the first half of extra time. And it is Matthew Murray's goal at the start of extra time is the difference. Rockmount had a brilliant chance to make it 2-1 beforehand through Barry O'Mahony, but they weren't able to take it. A really good save from AJ Nash. And half-time extra time, it's Cork City 2, Rockmount 1. Cork City 15 minutes away from their first Munster Senior Cup win in 7 years. So we're back underway here at the Munster FA Turner's Cross Stadium for the final 15 minutes of extra time of the Grandin's Title Munster Senior Cup final. That's a miscue of a clearance there from Ben O'Connor, or from Donal O'Connor. Matthew Murray's goal at the start of the first half of extra time is the difference between the two sides at the moment as Matthew Murray chases this one. He's got the pace on Adam Curley, just wasn't able to conjure up a chance. That'll be a throw in love for Cork City. And there's actually going to be a double change here for Cork City at the start of extra time. So the captain Darren McCormick is going to make way for Benny. And Brodie Lee is also going to make way for Richmond. And Brodie Lee just clutching his hamstring by the looks of things, so I might explain that change. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I'm Sure, Barry Robson will hope that's nothing too serious for his first team plans, which I'm sure Brother Lee will be a part of. He's had a fine game tonight. Got the winning assist as it stands at the moment. And Matthew Kiernan. Nice hold up play there from Ugbini, and now he's found and just tried to find Richmond, but just lost out. And that's cleared away. He's Adam Crowley, boots that ball forward. Lovely takedown there from Luke Hurley. Just lost out. Here's Matthew Murray now. He's got options forward. Chance here for Cork City. Here's Ugbene and wins the corner. Denzel Ugbene, the Cork City substitute. That ball is looped in by Tom McGrath, but come back here to Daly and straight into the hands of, it was spilled originally there by Adam Malloyd. And Berger was waiting for it, but wasn't able to find it. And the ball forward here by Adam Malloyd. Was taken there by Hurley. And Luke Hurley keeps on going. It's a fine run from the Rockmount forward, but just couldn't find anyone in the middle. And George will boots it out. Chance off for Rockmount from the throw-in. Colin Lamass is going to make way for Kieran Leonard for Rockmount. Another change.
Who came off?
Colin Lamass came off for Rockmount. And in goes the throw in there, put away by Auberge. And now Matthew Murray forward. And he'll chase this one here. There's pressure now. Make sure this is a perfect pass back from Adam Crowley. He did very well with the experienced Rockmount centre half, but that's a loose pass, but well cut out there. There's Sean Richmond, just one of the recent Cork City substitutes. And throw in here from Cian Murphy, who's wearing the captain's armband. And that would be a throw in for Rockmount. They're going to have to go for the Rockmount, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's throw caution to the wind, throw everyone forward, and just again, you have one chance. You will find one chance. There's always one chance in a game like this. Just create it, put a cross into the box, put a target man up forward, clear look, take a shot from distance.
And here's a chance for Hurley. He'll take a shot on it. It's comfortably back into the hands of AJ Nash. Hasn't had a whole lot to do really since that goal from Owen Murphy. And now a chance here for Matthew Murray to get after this. He's of course on a hat-trick, the Cork City forward, but that was some brilliant defending there from Balavicius. He was on a yellow card, but it's defended really well. And no foul according to the ref there by Hanley. Now Tom McGrath wins the ball back for City. Lovely skill from Tom McGrath. Crowd enjoyed that one. That was a loose pass from the Cork City youngster. Chance here though, it's Tom McGrath. Will have a shot from range and just went wide. It looked like Adam Malloyd might have got a fingertip on it, but it just was creeping too far over the bar from Tom McGrath. And that would have put the game well and truly to bed there. Still just the one goal separating these two sides, and the destination for the Grandin side at Munster Senior Cup. Cove Ramblers won it last year. Waterford won it the year prior to that, and some holding on there. And here's Obeje, and that was a nice bit of skill. He keeps going to Cork City for no foul according to the referee. I think it was very good defending there, really. Rockmount are quite short at the back at the moment because they do have to go for it. And that's a loop ball over the top, and it's a miscommunication at the back. A real chance here for Rockmount. It's a brilliant block.
I told you will get one chance.
And was that the chance for Rockmount?
But that's it though. They have the corner here.
They have the corner,
If
but
not, we're here for the distance. We're doing the distance, we're doing penalties.
a huge miscommunication there from AJ Nash, and I think it might have been Donal O'Connor. And Conor Leonard, who I don't think has had a touch of the ball yet since coming on. He was so close to nearly equalising there and pouncing on that mistake, but an opportunity from the corner here for Rockmount. In it goes, it's flicked on, and it's just headed on there. It's flicked on by Dennis Garov. And I think it will go out. It's just a Cork City goal kick. But will Rockmount get another chance? Down to 10 men, of course, after Owen Murphy's dismissal at the end of the game. Now, AJ Nash, forward goals. Matthew Murray looked to win it. It was a really good header though from Keane Murphy, and now a chance here.
And Keane Leonard to come off the bench, he's a very good striker. Like, he had time with Cork, he had time with Cove Ramblers in the Munster Senior League, and he took some time off from the Munster Senior League ranks to drop down to the AUL recently. I think he played for Cathedral Celtic. Like, he's a fantastic goal getter. He knows how to get into position, he knows how to use his body, how to dig in, create space, and create those goal scoring opportunities. And like, again, players that came, they just need one chance at a night like tonight.
And there's an opportunity here with a long throw in for Keane Murphy. The Rockmount captain there, that Ian Lloyd has gone out. It's headed on. Chance must be an equaliser. It's cleared off the line incredibly. And how on earth did that not end up in the back of the net? I'm not sure who got the clearance off the line. I think it might have been Downey maybe for Cork City, but I'm not completely sure. But that was an unbelievable clearance.
That was fantastic, and like, again, this is why I love these games. You have Cork City, like I was saying to you earlier, it's like you have players that are just, again, they have to learn how to win in these circumstances. They're putting everyone back, bodies on the line. City have to learn. Rockmount are going for it. City might get a third here on the break. It's just fantastic, and this is why we love football. These kind of games.
That was a phenomenal clearance off the line. It was Mickey Van de Ven-esque from the Europa League final last year. Now here's Obeje. Plays it, and there's numbers short at the back, but the flag is up there against Daly, and that would have been a real chance for Cork City to put the game to the end. But it's like a basketball game at the moment. There's only a minute of additional time. And here's Hurley fighting. That's going to be a free kick for Rockmount, and this is potentially the last chance of the game. Adam Malloy to take it. Everyone's in there for Rockmount. Has to be now. And AJ Nash is coming for it. He's punched it out. And here's a chance for Rockmount. Bella Vicious. They might hit one from range. And that's a loose pass and a chance maybe for Cork City to get a third. They've got no one back, Rockmount. And it's Daly running forward. What a run this is from Daly. It's an outstanding run. He's wrapping up. Oh, he's hit the post. Matthew Murray on the rebound, looking for his hat-trick. It's Matthew Murray, and brilliant defending. Cork City don't get a third, but it does not matter, because Cork City end a 7-year wait for the Grandin side, a Munster Senior Cup. They haven't won it since 2019, but Matthew Murray's double is the difference between the two sides in what was an incredible final.
And look what it means to those young fellas with Cork City. This is their first ever taste of silverware with Cork City. Some win the Individual Cup. And again, they're at the start of their season at underage level, where they're going to be playing in the elite leagues, hopefully over the summer, challenging the Individual Cup. I know there's a game coming up soon with that. And again, this whets their appetite for the bigger trophies to come. Maybe at underage level, maybe at senior level. But again, for these young fellas, it's fantastic. And just for Cork City Football Club to win the Munster Senior Cup for the 20th time.
Yes, the first side ever in Munster to win the Munster Senior Cup for the 20th time. They make Munster football history as well here at Turner's Cross. Commiserations to Rockmount, who put in a real effort and very nearly could have got an equaliser there at the end to bring it to penalties. But it's two Grand Side and Munster Senior Cup final defeats in a row for them. Commiserations for them, but I'm sure they will bounce back. But congratulations to Cork City, the Grand Side and Munster Senior Cup 2026 winners. The trophy lift will be on the way. Well done. Cheers.
you see Harry there where he is? There's Harry.
That's him.
Gentlemen, get a warm up applause for runners up to 18 Rockmount. And now I'll present the team of Kate Brown, Brendan, and Ellery, the ring of Black Lions of the I'll be glad to run to the senior club to make congratulations to our champion, Cork City.
Someone make a bit of noise. And now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come and show that wants to see the Celtic Cross City captain, down the pole. Right now to Cork City. Wants to see the Cup champions.
there. Ignore me. Cool.
Congratulations, obviously, first Munster Senior Cup in this club for 7 years. What's the feeling at the moment?
Yeah, look, just absolutely delighted. This group of players put in a huge amount of effort, not just this year, but like some of these players have been in the academy since they were 12, 13, 14. I've known a lot of them since then, so just really, really proud of them. Under pressure there at the end, but thankfully we came out on the right side of it. So delighted for the group and the staff as well. The staff have been brilliant.
What did you make of the performance? Because first half it was a real dominant performance. We could only find the one goal, and obviously Rockmount came back quite well. But what did you make of the performance overall?
Yeah, look, Rockmount are probably one of the most prestigious clubs in the Munster Senior League and amateur football. They were always going to put up against us. We felt that we had a lot of the ball in the first half, but probably didn't create a whole pile of chances. And then later on, obviously switched the formation in extra time, which I think helped as well. But again, they had chances at the end, we had chances at the end. So proper cup final.
And you must be so proud of the players' defensive resilience at the end, because Rockmount, they really were knocking on the door at the second half of extra time.
Yeah, look, as I said, they're a fantastic side. We obviously watched them last week in their games. We've analysed them. But just amazing from the players defensively. For some of the kids, even Tom there is only 16, 17, and we've stood up and we've defended against them. So delighted, really proud of them.
And just a word for Matthew Murray as well, obviously 2 brilliant goals and the match winner in the end.
Yeah, look, Matthew again, a player that came through the academy, been in and around the first team now for a while. But look, delighted that he got man of the match. But look, I think the group effort was brilliant. Even the boys coming off the bench there, the likes of Sean, the likes of Denzel, Keane, they were just excellent. So really proud of the whole group, not just the 18, but the 21.
And just final question, you must really be hoping this can be a platform now to build on for the rest of the season.
Yeah, look, we've done well. We've another massive game for us on Saturday against Wexford in the Cup. So we'll recover tomorrow. We'll get back in Thursday night, and we'll be ready to go again.
Perfect. Congratulations,
Thanks
Colin.
very much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Well done, Colin. Thanks for that. There, right? So Harry's going to chat to you here. Kind of here, yeah.
Matthew, congratulations, Munster Senior Cup winners. How's that sound?
It's unreal. Fucking unbelievable feeling. Very happy to win it on the night. So, yeah, buzzing overall.
And you must be absolutely delighted with your performance. Obviously, you got the match winner in the end. A real dominant performance in the first half, but you weren't able to find that goal. But you showed real resilience in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was too dominant. I thought they played very well. They got a good goal at the start of the second half. But we had chances. I especially had loads of chances. I could have scored 5, to be honest. But I'm happy to get the 2 anyway and win the game.
And you just had to keep going. Obviously, when they went down to 10 men, they really dug in deep. But even yourselves, when you got the goal, you really showed some real good defensive resilience, didn't you?
Yeah, we defended very well once we got the goal. They had a few chances, but we defended them very well. One especially on the line that we cleared, don't know how, but thank God we did. And we just played very well.
And obviously for yourself personally, you maybe haven't got as many minutes as you wanted in the first team. You must be delighted with the way you've sort of taken your chance today, haven't you?
Yeah, delighted. Thought I'd done well. Could have done better as well, but no, I thought I'd done well. So hopefully this is the start of something big this season as well, and I can just kick on from here. So that's what I'm hoping for.
And obviously as well, you must be really hoping that this can be a platform now to build on for the rest of the season. The first cup win in 7 years, and you will be remembered obviously as the group who have ended this cup drought.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and special group to do it with. I've been playing with these lads since I was 13, 14, so that makes it even extra special.
Congratulations, Matthew, and congratulations on winning man of the match as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Harry.
Liam, obviously you must be so happy. First Munster Senior Cup win in 7 years for this club.
Yeah, delighted. Delighted for the whole group really. Colm and his backroom team, all the players. I think it's basically been our under 20 squad for the whole tournament. So a massive achievement for them to be competing against men's football really, and a great battle again tonight with Rockmount. And I think they just shaded in the end, and I think they'll be happy after the result.
And what did you make of the game as a whole, really? Because obviously it was a really tough battle, but they came through in the end.
Yeah, listen, this is a good time for them too in their careers to be building resilience. Not everything was going their way. Rockmount stuck in the game, got an equaliser, and that's men's football for you. And it's a good learning curve too, that you have to win your battles, you have to outfight and outwork every opposition that you play. And I think in the end they probably, as I said, they've edged the game and they've won it, and it's great for them. Great for them to experience lifting a cup for the club as well, and hopefully we've more cups to come in the club going forward.
And how important do you think this experience will be for those young players? Because as you said, there are so many, it's basically the under 20 squad, and obviously we've had a few of the players like Matthew Murray who have come down from the first team as well. How important will this experience be, and how much will that help also the first team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think playing in front of a crowd as well in Turner's Cross, and look, we said they're under 20s. A lot of these boys are 16 and 17. So again, they're still learning their way. They're still young, dealing with all that kind of stuff as well. So this will only absolutely help their careers, and hopefully we've got players for the future at the club playing tonight that we'll be seeing at the Cross on bigger nights again.
And newly appointed director of football, you must be really hoping that this cup win is a sign of things to come for just the club in general.
Yeah, listen, any silverware, look, we should be proud to win the Munster Senior Cup tonight, which we are. Obviously, we're looking in the league as well and wanting to progress and keep picking up the points that we need to get promoted, and hopefully go on a big cup run as well. So it's exciting times for the club. A lot of changes happening. I'm glad to be part of that, and as I said, I hopefully behind the scenes can help with the situation going forward too.
Congratulations, Liam.
Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers.
Right, Jared, see ya.